program. It is the 1st of July. Happy new month. And of course, we are here to give you a little bit more into the new month of July. Smart Means Business with Mr. Joram Paul Sonko, who is the person who actually into the morning business around the country, giving you a little bit of what happens in the country. You're watching Smart 24, and of course we mean business, and we drive business 24 in Uganda. Now, of course, you can find us on channel 394 at Go if you have a GoTV decoder, or you can find us on our YouTube live stream, that is at Smart 24 TV, as well as on our various social media platforms and Instagram, as well as other platforms like Facebook at Smart 24 TV, or you can visit our website www.smart24tv for more information regarding business in Uganda, and for more latest updates on what is happening in the business space. My name is Anthony once again, and of course I am your market. Of course, this is a program where we focus mainly on the other market, which is not market, but rather the securities market. We look at trading in terms of securities such as the stocks or equities, as well as the fixed incomes, the treasury bonds and bills, and also other diversities like the derivatives, as well as some cryptocurrency, looking at investing our saving, make us some extra income sidelines, as this is a way many economies have been able to develop. And definitely in Uganda, the market is growing. It's still young, of course, compared to other markets elsewhere in the developed world. But we are on the trend, and we are currently on the growth trend. And of course, this has been spurred by information that has been now, put out there. Many people are about capital markets. They're more informed about the money market as well, and also the financial market. And definitely we shall see more growth in the next couple of days. It's a new month, of course, and of course we look back and be grateful, but also looking forward with more aggressiveness in the new month. What is your plan? What is your saving plan? What is your income strategy? And how are you going to improve your capacity to earn more in this? And definitely here we give you some of the options that could help you expand your income from just your salary or your that you're owning in Chikubo to getting into some of these markets that are entirely passive, without the direct involvement of you as an investor, rather with investment ranging from your savings, from your residual incomes, and your, as well as your investment portfolios that you can actually be able to expand on. And definitely looking at today the equity markets in East Africa, starting with Uganda, moving into Nairobi, as well as other countries around Africa. As we wind up the week and also start a new month, looking at the indices that have been performing well and those that are promising as well. Maybe they haven't performed that well in the past month, but they're quite promising. We are going to look at all that in this session of the program. And definitely, of course, Uganda Security Exchange is the source of this information we share, especially on the Ugandan market. They are the mandated exchange of Uganda, mandated by the government of Uganda to be able to handle stocks or equities, as well as fixed incomes, which we shall be able to share later on the program. The Uganda Security Exchange definitely is starting in with its incorporation in 1997 as a company limited by guarantee without a share capital. Is the principal stock exchange of Uganda, and it was established as a result of government's policy of the economy to a public from a public sector basis to a private sector basis. And the Uganda Security Exchange offers an organized market where buyers and sellers of securities, meet as dealers or brokers, and of course acquire securities, that is sell or buy securities as such as the equities or shares or stocks and bonds. And the bonds, of course, offer treasury bonds and the corporate bonds as well. As an alternative source of investment capital for small and large enterprises, the Uganda Security Exchange represents a link between companies with capital needs and the general public with a savings to invest, allowing these investors to become part owners of the companies. That is, if you want to own some part of MTN, definitely the easiest way to do that is through the exchange by accessing shares. And these shares are by the company. It doesn't offer 100%, but a certain percentage of the company is initially, of course, offered during what we call an initial public offer, where a company for the very first time declares that it would want to go public and invites the public to be able to buy certain securities, especially the shares or equities in the company. And these people actually are guaranteed shareholders and part owners of the company. So this is the easiest way that you can own part of such a big company like MTN, like DKCB, ABSA, and all the other institutions that are listed on the exchange. Now, in October 2003, the Uganda Security Exchange launched the USE All-Share Index, which is a market weighted average index comprising of all listed equities on the BWAS, and its backdates the base value of 100 as of December 31st, 2000. And in addition, the All-Share Index, that is the Uganda Security Exchange, published Uganda Security Exchange Local Company Index, which monitors the average performance of all the domestic equities on the exchange. Currently, we only have 10 domestic equities, that is companies listed on the exchange, locally available, locally started in Uganda, 10 companies, and 8 other cross-listed companies from mainly the Nairobi Stock Exchange. And definitely these are tracked by the All-Share Index, while the local company index tracks the 10 domestic companies. Now, in July 2015, due to shifts in technology, the USE implemented an automated trading system, that is a computerized best trading application set up to automatically buy and sell securities, along with, of course, a new central securities depository system that improved liquidity. Well, before, like we have said before on the show, there used to be boards and the Uganda Security Exchange, and stockbrokers used to go to the exchange and make some noise, and and then be heard by the brokers and so on, and then they, until deals were cracked. But now the system is entirely automated. With stockbrokers in their offices, they can be able to trade on your behalf at the exchange without you having to move to the exchange or the stockbrokers themselves moving to the exchange. You can do it entirely online, and of course you can as well monitor this online without really necessarily going to the exchange board. This, along with the new Central Securities Depository System, which is the CSD system that is an account that holds all the shares for the different shareholders on the market, improved liquidity and the trade efficiency by reducing the settlement time from 5 days to roughly 3 days. That's briefly about the exchange here, and of course we will keep doing this until at least many of the Ugandans out there get to actually peak interest and start investing in the stock exchange when they really understand it. Now, moving into yesterday's market, we are looking at some greens here, meaning some good news at least at the end of the week, beginning a new month on a positive note. The exchange All-Share Index went up by 19.44 points. That is about 1.72%, an increase in the index performance given the close of the market yesterday. The top gainers, we had about 5, and bottom losers, we had only 3, ending, of course, with such a wonderful, beautiful market there. Mainly the top gainers were cross-listed companies from Kenya. The top gainer, the topmost gainer who really gained back his momentum was East African Breweries Limited at 8.59%, gaining in appreciation. Then Centum Investment was another gainer at 3.05%, and he was followed by MTN Uganda at 1.64%, and KCB, that is Kenya Commercial Bank, at 0.09%, while Equity Bank Limited at 0.08% was another gainer. The bottom losers were led, or from the bottom, of course, by Nation Media Group at 5.03%, and Jubilee Holdings Limited at 0.05%, while Kenya Airways came out third last at 0.04%. That's how the market played out by the close of yesterday. Remember, it's important as you, a shareholder or a prospective investor who would want to invest in the market, that you always have information regarding the stock markets every single day. You need to know exactly how the stocks are performing. Why is it important? Because like any other market, things change every now and then. And of course, the equity market is more volatile than even any other market in this world. So you as a shareholder needs to make time and understand the stock market, and also get to know what exactly is happening to the companies you've decided to invest in, or if you're to go into this investment, where can you put your money? And you need to know exactly which companies are doing well, which companies are struggling on the market, which companies are moving on the market. Movement in terms of volumes traded is not the same as the volatility in terms of the depreciation, appreciation of prices. So all this information is necessary before you can make your first move actually to invest in the stock. Now, let's look at some of the people that actually did some good work on the market yesterday. Looking here on the board, I have British American Tobacco, 15,000. Nothing was traded on British American Tobacco, and of course it has the highest price on the market with 15k. So probably many investors are not willing to pay with that to just have one share. And of course, no volume was traded and no changes have been witnessed over the last 24 hours as of the close of the market yesterday, that is the 30th of June. Bank of Baroda. Bank of Baroda has a current price by the time the market closed yesterday at 80 cents, and we see no change over the past 24 hours. And it traded a volume of 207,650 shares, 650 shares. Which is something that probably could be attributable to their declaration of a dividend of 25 billion. So probably many shareholders or many people are buying shares right now in Bank of Baroda, anticipating to be part of the people that are going to take part in the dividend share that is going to be, of course, approved later on in 26th of August during their annual general meeting. Bank of Baroda is one of the banks actually that were affected after Bank of Uganda banned or had a suspension of dividend issuance by listed banks here in Uganda, and that was since July 2020. So since July and throughout 2020, throughout 2021. There was no dividend issued by banks like Bank of Baroda as well as Stanbic Bank Uganda. So pretty much many shareholders were affected, and many people actually looked at selling their stocks in the banks and investing elsewhere. But at least at the end of the day, the Bank of Uganda lifted the suspension, and now, of course, banks are issuing dividends. And Bank of Baroda is not an exception. So if you are a shareholder in there, you should anticipate for that. And if you're not, you can still buy yourself shares, because remember, their book closure date is not yet. We might have to check, but it's not yet already due. So you can actually buy shares before the book closure date, and you can be able to take some part of the dividend. Down to Centum Investment. Centum Investment has been losing. He has been actually on a losing spree. Week began, but currently, since yesterday, he has seen an appreciation of about 9.42 cents to currently trading at 317.82. If you remember last week, Centum went as low as 289, but now he has picked up to almost 317, almost 320 there. So that's how volatile the market is. Today you're doing good, the next day you're doing bad, and you know it's just really something you have to deal with when you're dealing with this market. One of the movers on the market, and he didn't have any share price movement, but he had a movement in volume by trading about 10,700 shares on the market yesterday. And of course, Cipla is the only pharmaceutical company that is listed on the Uganda Securities Exchange with very, very, very high future prospects in as far as drug manufacture concerned. Currently, they are dealing in mainly anti-malarials and anti-HIV drugs, but they are looking at a new anti-cancer drug unit that is yet to be fully constructed at the plant in Luzira, and definitely it's one of the companies that is promising on the stock market. DFCU, that is Development Finance Company, Uganda, a local bank here in Uganda, traded at 550. There was no volume traded, and there was no change in price. Down to East African breweries. East African breweries traded currently at the close of the market 3,813.25, which is a whopping gain of 301.5 Ugandan shillings. That was appreciation in price. And of course, it has been also on a losing spree since last week, but it's picking up. And most of the Kenyan companies right now, honestly speaking, they have been on a losing spree since the beginning of last week. But now we can see them coming back really strong, with East African breweries leading the group at gaining at 301.5 Ugandan shillings in just a single day. Down to Equity Bank, it was also one of the gainers, as already mentioned, and it gained by 1.01 cents, Ugandan cents, to a price of 1,246.09, and currently that is around which price you can actually access a share in Equity Bank. Remember, Equity Bank Limited is one of the groups that, like Equity Holdings Group, is one of the companies that is, has subsidiaries all over East Africa, even here in Uganda, with quite many subsidiaries in DR Congo, Rwanda, Tanzania, and so on. It's a prospective investment venture for someone who is looking into future capital gain as well. Jubilee Limited trading at 7,817.95 was unfortunately or fortunately one of the losers for the day, losing by about 3.68 cents. Down to Kenya Airways. Kenya Airways trading at 122.22 Ugandan shillings, and it was one of the losing by about 0.05 cents only. KCB Group was one of the gainers, gaining at about 1.05 and gaining to a price of 1,174.29, and down to MTN Uganda, gaining as well at 2.87 cents to a price of 178.09. And now, of course, a volume of 39,283 shares. That was as of the market yesterday. And National Insurance Corporation, the company with the lowest share price on the market on the stock exchange in Uganda, is currently trading at 6.2. Didn't have any changes in price yesterday, neither did it trade any volumes. Down to Nation Media Group, the biggest loser for the market yesterday, lost by about 27.3 0.38 to a price of 516.94 Ugandan shillings. Then New Vision Publishing Company, printing and publishing company, currently by the market closure yesterday, traded at 160 cents, and no volume was traded, neither was there any change or movement in price. Big Bank Uganda traded at 22 cents and traded a volume of 144,200 shares, and I think that is the greatest volume that was traded as per the close of the market yesterday. Then Uganda Clays Limited, of course, trading at 19 cents and trading a volume of about 10,400 shares. And Umeme didn't have any volume traded, neither did it have any changes in the price, that is 239.01. Market there for you at the Uganda Securities Exchange. Of course, this data could change because this is as per the close of the market day, but the market right now is already open and definitely people are trading, and of course it closes at 1 p.m. opened at 9 a.m. and closes at 1 p.m. so you can still be able to access the market and trade as much as you can. But we're going into a short break. When we return with a trading summary for the day and also look at other like the Nairobi Stock Exchange.